What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of The Opinion. And hey, it's kind of getting cold outside, so it's time to break out the old 49ers beanie. But hey, it's also getting cold for the 49ers season because after a red hot start, 5-0, now the 49ers find themselves headed into the bye week, 5-3. Who would have ever said that after the way the 49ers handled the Cowboys just 3-4 weeks ago on Sunday Night Football, beat them 42-10, that the 49ers would be headed to the bye week now at 5-3 with three straight losses to the Cleveland Browns, Minnesota Vikings, and now the Cincinnati Bengals. And what's fallen off with the 49ers is kind of everything. The defense has fallen off. Brock Purdy is not nearly playing as well as he was. He's throwing interceptions now. I think he's thrown about 5 interceptions in the last 3 weeks, which is not good. Not a good stat for any quarterback, not a good stretch for any quarterback to be in, much let alone a young guy like Brock Purdy. So after the hot start to Brock Purdy dating all the way back to last season and the invincible and impeccable play that he had put out, now Brock Purdy is now turning into more so of a human-like as well. But let's start with the 49ers defense, because the defense is really, at the end of the day, this 49ers team, I've always believed that the 49ers were always defined by defense. Let's start with the defense. The defense is completely fallen off the cliff. Completely fallen off the cliff. And you kind of have to go back to not necessarily the Cleveland game, but go back to the Minnesota game. Minnesota didn't punt the ball for the first time until like the fourth quarter. They got whatever they wanted. The Cincinnati Bengals pretty much got whatever they wanted. Yes, they scored 31 today. Some of that was off of Brock Purdy's turnovers, but Cincinnati could have scored 40 points if they'd wanted to. If Cincinnati had not made mistakes themselves by a missed field goal and a fumble at the goal line right before half, Cincinnati could have easily scored 40 points. Joe Burrow at one point had 19 straight completions. 19 straight. Like, I don't think Joe Burrow could complete 19 straight completions just against air. That is how bad the 49ers defense is. The Cincinnati Bengals were coming off of a bye week. They smelled blood in the water. They came right out, punched the 49ers in the mouth, and pretty much took it to the 49ers the entire game. And even with that, the 49ers still had opportunities to get back into it, and Brock Purdy turned the ball over. And like I said, I want to get to that. But I'm going to stay focused on this defense for a little bit. This defense, the Tony Romo and the announcers were saying that this offense for the Cincinnati Bengals had pretty much rushed for as many yards as they had rushed for on anybody all season long. Now, is that Cincinnati getting better? Maybe a little bit, because, they're coming out of the bye week and we're getting a little bit deeper into the season. But at the end of the day, this 49ers defense under Steve Wilks is getting worse. And they have the same players. And it's not like the players they have are old. They added a guy like Randy Gregory who can still play. They're not hardly getting pressure on the quarterback. When they do get pressured, quarterback gets out of it, just like Joe Burrow did on the first drive of the game. And then the defensive secondary can't cover. They're getting called for pass interference, or they just can't cover. Travarius Ward is their best cornerback. He's getting passes caught on him. Lemonor or Lenore, he's getting passes caught on him. Where's Hufanga at? He used to be all over the field. The linebackers just leaving guys wide open in the middle of the field. That is where teams are attacking the 49ers, right in the middle of the field with the linebackers at. They cannot cover the wide receivers anymore. So I have no idea what is going on, because a lot of these guys are like in the prime of their career. And then the 49ers made the trade. They made the trade, or they picked up the guy from Philadelphia in the offseason. And you would have thought that would have been an addition to the 49ers. This team, they're headed in the wrong direction. You got Steve Wilks coaching from the booth. Me personally, I don't like my defensive coordinators to coach from the booth, because he can't motivate in between series from up in the booth. So Steve Wilks, you better get it together, because you're not going to have that job for long. See, you took the job thinking, okay, I can get this job and be like the last two defensive coordinators, go get me a head coaching job. No, you are not those guys. And you know what? The last two guys had some struggles too, but they got it fixed. So if Steve Wilks does not get this thing fixed, I think all 49ers fans should be calling for Steve Wilks to not return next year. And now let's flip on to the offensive side of the ball. You got Kyle Shanahan who has lost his creativity now. You got Trent Williams out of the game for the second straight weeks. Deebo Samuel's out for the second straight week. Hopefully, he can get those guys back. Sounded like Trent Williams was close to maybe being a game time decision, so he'll probably be back after the bye week. And then hopefully Deebo Samuel will be back versus Jacksonville after the bye week. This 49ers offense is completely gone in the tubes without Deebo Samuel being the emotional leader on the sideline. I truly believe that Trent Williams and Deebo Samuel are the emotional leaders or the leaders of the offense because they lead the entire team out with the boombox and the dancing and all that before every game. And now that you don't have those guys to get everybody ready, this offense, it just everything looks hard. Brandon Ayuk can get open every now and then. Kittle can get open every now and then. And then in the most crucial moments, when the 49ers are trying to come back from behind, Brock Purdy makes a mistake. Once again, makes a mistake in the red zone, which cost the Niners at the very least 3 points. And then I have no idea what the heck they're running. I think Shanahan said that Brock Purdy was supposed to hand the ball off. I don't know why he didn't hand it off, and then he tried to throw it, and the ball got picked off. And then the very next possession, when he gets the ball, throws it right up the middle, right to the linebacker. It just I didn't really think Purdy played that bad outside of those picks. I mean, those were bad picks, but in terms of the totality of the game, I didn't think he played that bad. But you cannot make those turnovers at those junctures in the game. So that's a 14-point swing right there because the first pick, you had a good drive, you were driving, so that took away 7 points from you. You didn't get anything on that. And then the second pick not only gave them the ball, they scored on the ensuing play. So that's 14-point swing. That's 7 points you didn't get and 7 points they did get. So Brock Purdy has, I don't want to say he's fallen off the cliff because I feel like in the last 2 games, Brock Purdy's play kept the 49ers in striking distance because had it not been for him, because nobody else is doing anything. McCaffrey can't run the ball now all of a sudden. Now that these teams have made the adjustment to McCaffrey, they're pretty much putting 5 guys at the line of scrimmage, and they're saying, hey, Brock Purdy's going to have to beat us. You don't have Deebo Samuel out there. So it really makes things a lot tougher for Brock Purdy, in my opinion, with not calling me. But at the end of the day, Brock Purdy is going to have to get better. He cannot make those same mistakes time and time again. The 49ers are not going to get to where they want to get to. Even if Deebo comes back, he's still making those mistakes. But I think this bye week is coming at a right time. It's unfortunate that every year, Shanahan, we have to do this same thing. We have to draw the line in the sand. Now we're coming up on the bye week. Draw the line in the sand. Just like 2 years ago, you start off 3-5. Last year started off 3-4. Got to draw the line in the sand again. So we'll see what happens. But let me know what your thoughts are. Is the 49ers season over? I mean, they start off hot. Now they've lost 3 in a row. Are the 49ers in a downward spiral? Can they get it back on track? Who is to blame? Do you blame Purdy or do you blame Wilkes more? Or do you blame them both equally? Let me know in the comments, and I'm out.